Hi guys, and welcome to another video. Today I'm out on the 450 MT and I just want to take you on a quick little ride through some nice scenic road for you guys to see and share, and also get an experience of how it feels on the bike. So let's jump on the bike and let's get going. Okay guys, let's get going. So this is just going to be a quick little ride. I've been off the bike with a bit of a cold, and it's super annoying, you know. I hate being sick, and one of the guys at the office was sick, so he was blasting his germs all over the office, and I got it. So super annoyed about that. But just to take you along on the ride, I did say I'm going to take you guys on a ride, and told myself this is a good morning before it starts raining, because they said it's going to start raining a little bit later this afternoon, or actually later this morning. Doesn't look like it now, but I think behind me the clouds are what do you call it, gathering together to supply some rain, and yeah, in the UK I think we needed a little bit of rain, because it's been very dry. Not very good weather, but it's been dry. So guys, this is what I use the bike for. This is small little back roads. I cruise along and explore. I use this, I did use, what's this CFMoto app to sort of plan a route for me, because I like doing a round trip route. So I punch in like 50 miles or 60 miles or 80 miles, and it plans me a round trip route. But they actually moved now from a half-free version to it's now fully paid, so you don't get any free round trip navigation, or not navigation, manual following. So I found this other app called Curvier, and this is a German app, and it's been really good. You can do a free follow up to 100 miles, so you can plan a round trip of 100 miles on the free part of the app, and you can follow it. So it's nice and clear on my phone, and it really allows me to explore these little roads, small little back roads, as you can see, with some gravel in the middle, and very tight little corners, but beautiful countryside. And yeah, you don't see this if you sit on the bigger roads, and you don't know where to go, because the bigger roads, you know, if you go down there, you don't know where to go. And this is where this Curvier app really sort of comes into its own. Whoa, whoa, whoa! You can punch in a round trip, and then you can follow the round trip, and you really explore some really nice back roads. And it's free to use if you want to have the full navigation. So if you go off the road, off the path, it reroutes you to go back to your round trip. Then you can pay, I think there's 3 different tiers. And yeah, I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that. It would be nice, but it's just a really good app, and it works great here in the UK. I've done up to a 80-mile round trip on it, just because I didn't have enough time, but really, really nice. So that's Curvier, and I'll put this down in the description below if anyone is interested in a free navigation app that you can use to do a round trip on. So a few additional things. I went, not yesterday, because I was feeling pretty crap yesterday, but the day before I found a little gravel road that's I would say not technical, but you can't go very fast, and it's very steep down, very steep up, and you guys were saying about the bike being jerky at that slow speed, and yes, it is. So you know, you have to much finer work on your wrist to get a better, a smoother ride, because at that low speeds you have to really use the clutch a bit more compared to other bikes. I would say, to really smoothen out the ride. But it's again something that you can get used to, and it also depends on what type of riding you've been doing or you're going to be doing. If you're doing normal riding like I do, this little country roads and whatever, then that is not going to be an issue. I'm doing 30 miles an hour basically on the GPS, and I don't have really a problem of on off, you know. The throttle is nice and smooth, you know. I can go down, there's off, and then I roll it on slowly. It's not jerky for me, except if you want to go off and you want to go on. So yeehaw! And I must say, this engine is so nice. I think it's 60 mile an hour, yeah. You see, if you're riding like this, these type of roads, then you're fine. I think as if you're going to be smashing it out in the bushveld, where you need slow speed handling, you're going to have to work the clutch much more. And the other thing that I want to mention about the clutch is the clutch is like super light. It's like really nice. It's almost like zero clutch fatigue. And I do really enjoy that. But there again, you know, drop down to fourth gear and it's pretty smooth. I don't know how other people is feeling, and I haven't had anything done on the cable tensioning or anything like that. This is just stock standard. It had its first service, and it's good. Whoa. Down to third. That's in third. So I don't know. Drop some comments below of what you guys are experiencing, if you guys are experiencing something different. But I must say, just to re-highlight, if you're going to be doing very slow speed, you're going to probably have to use the clutch more. But then again, the clutch is so light that it shouldn't be a problem, and it's something that you need to get used to. But this is what I like about this app, you know, it takes you down these little roads that's pretty bouncy and bumpy and potholy, and but it's off the beaten track, and that's what I really enjoy. Really, like when I go out for a ride in the mornings, really do I see cars, and that's for me, that's so nice. And you really get to see a bit of the countryside, or where other people live in the countryside, where bikes are still lying in the road and so forth. It's pretty nice. Morning. And there's also, that I did find, there's quite a few little byways that looks like it's open for different types of traffic. So I'll make some notes of them, and then I'll go and visit them when I got my strength back after my cold. But yeah, so the other thing is fuel economy. I'm getting about, let's have a look, let's see if it's there. Audio, odometer. And that's, where is it? I'll get about what's it? It's about 70 miles per gallon. Yeah, average of 70 miles per gallon, and I haven't reset this. 70 miles per gallon, and I think that is pretty good. But I've been doing this type of roads, so not going very fast, and where I can go, I go at the recommended speed. But yeah, 70 miles per gallon, and that is it is over 200 miles on a fuel tank, and it's about 17 to 18 pounds to fill up, and that is for me perfect. You know, the other bikes that I've had is like, and it just gets to about 180, and it's just annoying. You sort of go out for one ride, and then the next time you want to go out again, and then halfway through that ride you have to fill up. So see there, if you short shift as well on the gears, it's really nice. It's such a smooth engine. And just to highlight again, it doesn't have like massive amount of torque like my Scrambler 400X, but it sounds for me so nice, and it's so buttery smooth. I'm sure that this is where I got the water crossing here. I'm going to stop here. Oops. There's a water crossing there, so I won't be stopping there. But guys, so yeah, the fuel consumption is good. Over 200 miles on a tank, and I must say the reserve is quite a nice big chunk. As I told you in one of my first videos, I did about 40 miles just on the reserve and almost run out of fuel. But that's another story. Go and check my other videos out, one of my first videos about that. But yeah, one of the guys was also saying that after the software update of the Motoplay, I've got a video about that too, that I did a live sort of update of how the Motoplay updates, if anyone is interested in. It's basically for my own reference as well. So you can go and see that the font size, you can change the font size, but it looks like in our version here in the UK, that's not an option, so you can't change it. You can't set the font size to be bigger, because I would like to have like the font a little bit bigger, like the time and so forth. Comfort, I was reading, someone was saying on the Facebook group that he bought the new rally seat, or the higher seat, the stock CFMoto seat, and it's very uncomfortable. I don't know, man. It might be his bum, but this seat, the stock seat, is for me. It's very comfortable compared to my my Tenere and my Scrambler 400X. So I cannot complain about the seat. It's actually more comfortable than both of them together. So yeah, I think with the seat, it's a very much a personal thing. You'll have to see what seat works the best for you, and then buy accordingly. So yeah, that's the seat. Just in general, the area that you're sitting on, it's such a relaxed feeling. I'm 178 centimeters tall, so not very tall. I like to be able to flat-foot it. I like the weight of the bike, even with a full tank of fuel. It doesn't feel unwieldy. It just feels great. I like all the options that you can add to the bike, the accessories, and they're not an arm and a leg. Yeah, as I said, the clutch that's so light, I must say, you know, all the again, just the accessories of what's it, Mr. Wang and AliExpress that you can go and buy, and it's really affordable to get the bike and then accessorize it out to your liking. It's for me pretty epic. The tires as well. I went out a few days ago and the roads were wet. It wasn't raining, and that's what I want to mention as well. The rear tire, or the rear brake, is very sharp, meaning that if you put your foot on the rear brake, it is really grabby. Not grabby, but it really brakes. And that's what I do like. But the ABS kicked in, and it stops. But yeah, the rear brake is way more full on or powerful compared to the front brake. And my front brake, you know, people were saying that it's woody. It's become much better. It's still not as nice as, say, a BMW, but again, it still has some time to break in. It's only done about what is it, just under 1,000 miles, so still needs to break in a little bit more, I would say, because you don't use it all the time. But yeah. Hermitage. This is what I like about this bike. Look at that. Nice, light, easy to operate. We probably have to talk about this whole KTM thing as well. It is sometimes a bit worrying, you know, if you think about it. You know, KTM has now pulled out of the whole CFMoto setup, so now we're all sitting and waiting to find out who's going to be the next importer of the CFMoto brand, who's going to be getting spares and parts and so forth and so forth. Now, I did speak to the guys at Bike Treads, and because they are not a KTM dealer, it looks like they are still sorted with that type of thing. Whoop, 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 whoop. Let's just look me in the eye. And they are still sorted, so it's going to be interesting to see how this develops a little bit further. Loads of guys standing there on the corner. I wonder what happened there. But yeah, we'll have to see how this develops, and I hope it turns out well for the people here in the UK, and they can all start getting their motorbikes and stuff, because it's going to be pretty annoying if people can't get hold of these bikes, because it is a really great bike for someone that wants to get into the adventure biking. They don't want to pay a lot of money, but they want a really good, solid baseline bike that they can get started on without spending upwards of what's about £7,000 or £8,000. So yeah, and because the engine is basically a KTM engine, and everything is so easy to work on, people that is also further away from a dealership and that can feel comfortable working on these bikes should be able to just sort out the stuff, order a service kit, and just service the bike. So yeah, makes it much easier to work on. I think the only problem that's going to be while we're in this transition phase is to try and find out spares, parts. If something happens to the bike, warranty stuff, that can be a problem. Again, that's why I sort of I always try and buy a motorbike that I can get spares and stuff for, or my dealership is close by. Because that's one of the big annoying things is if you buy a motorbike but the dealer is about 3 to 4 hours away from you and something goes wrong, then you are stuffed, or it's just not fun, and that's sort of the main thing. If something goes wrong, I've got one of my friends has got a mountain bike, electric mountain bike, and this thing has been having problems with the e-bike side of it, like the motors and then the battery and then the controller and everything. And because it's about an hour and a half drive for him to take the bike into the repair shop, you know, it's every time. It's an hour and a half drives one way, drop the bike off, hour and a half drive back, and so forth and so forth. And because here in the UK as well, most of the service centres now for the motorbikes, they don't open on a Saturday anymore, so you can't go and drop your bike off on a weekend. That yeah, it's a little bit annoying. So he has to do all the driving back and forth to get his bike sorted, and it's a pain, man, absolutely a pain. So I try and when I do buy a bike, I like to make sure that my service center or a service place or the dealership is sort of in an hour, I would say maximum 2 hours away from me, and they maybe have an option where I can go and drop or they can come and collect the bike, or they've got a pickup and a delivery service. Because if you've got any problems, then you're stuffed, and then you have to take a day's holiday to go and take a motorbike in, or anything in that line. Woo! Smells like poop. Woofa. So yeah, my little short video has now become quite long, and I'm sorry about that. I'm going to find a place to stop so I can switch all the stuff off, dodge some horse carriage. I think here in the front I can stop. But yeah, guys, you know, if there's any questions about this bike, drop in the comments below. Excuse me. If you have any tips and tricks about the bike, again, drop it in the comments below. I'm just going to park up here. And then we can sign off. This is sort of a nice thing again. It's like the bike is not heavy. I've got both feet flat on the ground, and that's sort of the nice thing. Put that nice foot on so it can stand at a little bit of an angle. But yeah, man, super happy about this bike. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. If there's any feedback, please drop it in the comments below. I like to hear from everyone, and I try to answer everyone's comments, so that's quite nice. If you do have a bike like this, again, it's nice to know where you're from. It is awesome to communicate with you guys. If you did like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can see when I upload more videos. Okay, thanks guys, and have a lovely day. Speak to you later. Ciao.